Sheila, how ready are you to tell your story? So we have a new segment that we're gonna do, which was one of the original ideas as to bringing Sheila into the
Did you pick the name?
Into the.
Decide on the name.
I don't think she came up with a real name, but I made something up for her, which I mean, it was. Oh no, we did come up with a name. My bad. No, we did come up with a name.
Scream Queen.
Yeah.
Screen Queen.
Nice little. Now again, Sheila didn't know this, but like I brought up in the group chat, kind of a nice little throwback to for longtime wrestling fans, Daphne, the Scream Queen from WCW.
Absolutely. Yeah.
With us, but was kind of a groundbreaker in women's wrestling. So yeah, I like the title just for that, and it wasn't even intentional.
Mm-hmm.
So I will let Sheila introduce her segment because I want her to get it right, and if I buffle over it, I don't want to be that person. So I want you to introduce your segment, Sheila, and tell us what you're gonna do for us.
Okay, well, you guys have perfect timing because I just marinated my shrimp. So
I don't know what that means.
it doesn't. I literally marinated shrimp.
Oh, that sounds good.
Marinated her.
Right.
So my segment is going to be a spooky story segment where I either find a scary story on Reddit or a scary story that just happened to come across, and I read it for you guys, and you all get to react and participate and throw in commentary here and there, and it's just going to be a good time. I'm a huge fan of scary stories. Khan watches scary stories at night before he goes to bed, which is psychotic, but he loves it.
You do that before bed?
Before bed, as he's in bed, he's like looking up the scariest stories. He even sent me a couple. He's like, "You should read this."
So Nick, real quick. I don't know. I just like being scared because like scary movies they don't really scare me nowadays. Like not to be but like most scary movies are really like they're supposed to be scary, but they're more so kind of just really just gory.
Yeah.
So I'm just
or they're jump scares, right? Like
I don't get scared often. So like I don't know, for some reason I just like really like to scratch that itch. You know what I mean? Like it's fun to get scared sometimes. You know what I mean? I don't know, but so I'll look up scary Reddit stories, and there's a lot of good ones. Me and Kat for probably about a year now, I've been sending each other like scary Reddit stories on and off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bro. Like there's some real good.
I hear y'all talk about like your stories. I didn't realize there were scary stories.
Yeah, bro. There'd be some real good ones, bro. Like if y'all ever just want to like get into like a scary bag, Hambone, I feel like you probably fuck with horror shit. If you ever just want to find some horror shit on TikTok, this is one of my personal favorites. It's they don't really have titles, but like just there's just a line somewhere in the story where it's like this is what it's about. There's one called My Dad Shut Himself Inside a Bunker 3 months ago.
Hold on. So these are going to be part of the scary stories over the next few weeks.
Don't ruin them. Don't ruin them.
Don't ruin them.
Be quiet.
Are you watching these on TikTok like similar to when like the Am I the Asshole videos where like it's like an automated voice and something like that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that's cool. I watch a lot of those like where I see like my boyfriend was I was with my boyfriend for 6 years and then he just disappeared and it's like what the hell? Stuff like okay,
they're good.
Cool. Okay. So that's kind of the vibe we're getting with these. Then is this like story, but that's gonna be Sheila telling us the stories instead of an AI voice.
Let me set the tone, bro. Let me set the tone. Let me turn some lights on.
You were saying what, Himbo?
I was saying this is not just like a Halloween thing either because it's Halloween.
No, because this happens to be Halloween a time, but this is not going to be a Halloween segment. This will be for as long as Sheila can find stories, we're gonna have a story on the podcast.
Coincidence.
How's my mic?
Oops, sorry. Your mic's good.
My mic's good? Okay, great.
Yep.
I'm going to tell you guys what the inspiration came from. I'm a huge fan of Susie and Hannah, their podcast, Ghost Huns. And shout out Ghost Huns. I really hope one day I get to go to Edinburgh and see their shows and like maybe sit in on one of their podcasts. But listening to them tell scary stories to each other kind of sounds just like, being in a friend group, and everyone's just giggling and telling scary stories, and it's a lot of fun. And at one point, I will be telling the Lynn story on this podcast.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
so when Sheila was telling us about this, she sent me and my wife the podcast that she got the inspiration from. Like, yeah, both turn the lights off. I should turn my lights off too. Oh shit! Yeah, okay. You gotta put the flashlight on your face. Yes, let's go. Exactly. Okay, yeah. So she sent me and my wife the podcast that she got the reference from doing it, the ghost hunts. And we just took a trip to Ocean City, and we listened. I want to say we listened to like 3 or 4. So the Lynn story was like the one that set the podcast off.
Absolutely,
That one
and
was,
I will be absolutely reading that story out on this podcast.
That's amazing. Yeah, let's do
Nick,
that.
can you turn your lights off?
Yeah, I'll turn my lights off real quick.
All right. Con, I really like the red. Oh, I like this a lot. I like this a lot.
Okay. I have a lot of computer screens, so my lights are very bright.
That's okay. That's okay.
Also,
are you guys ready?
Also, our dogs, they like to fucking run around, play tag. I got them to lay down. I will not move from the spot, because if I move just an inch, they'll get up and be like, where are we going?
Let me see if I can turn this down just a little bit. Nah, it's not going to do. Oh, there we go. That's a little darker, right?
That's better.
Amazing. Let's do it.
There's someone pretending to be my sister downstairs in my house. It has her voice, but I don't think it's really her. That's the name of this story. Bye, Eddie. My mother calls up to me from downstairs. I take my rightmost headphone off my ear, and I pick up the sound of the general bustle in the downstairs hallway. I can hear my dad and my sister laughing to each other as coats are taken from the rack. Bye, I call back, keeping my eyes fixed on the screen. The game goes on. Are you sure you don't want to come? My mom calls up. It could be fun family outing. I roll my eyes. I'm good, Mom. Bye. My sister calls up too. Come on, Eddie. Don't sit around in a house like a loser all day. Goodbye, I shout again. All right, see you soon, my mom replies. Later, loser, Louise calls, though it's good-natured, really. We do get on. I can hear my mom gently chiding her, though I can't make out the words. I sure do recognize that tone. Their voices fade out and the footsteps soften. The front door is drawn closed. I hear the sound of my mom locking the door up behind her. I finally get some peace at last. Don't have to worry about anybody barging in and interrupting. I return my headphone to my ear and I reinvest my full attention to the matter at hand. Securing a victory. Gotta keep my current ranking. A second loss in a row and my score will tank. I can't afford that right now. Click, click, click. I tap away at the keys. Explosions rattle in my ears as I navigate the environment. Fully engrossed, muscles tensed as I do my best, at last bringing the round to a close. I clap my hands in victory and lean back, the chair squeaking as I do so. I slide off my headphones and take a moment to revel in the victory, listening to the soft patter of the rain against the window. The day is gray and overcast. Wind sighs gently in the trees on the street outside. I glance at the clock. Damn, it's almost been an hour already. How time flies. I spin around in my chair, drumming my fingers against the desk. I catch a quick reflection of myself in the mirror as it loads. Excuse me. Sat at my computer just like you probably are right now. Or maybe you're on your phone. Same difference. Connected, engaged, and yet, for now, alone. The rain patters and the game freezes. The loading circle becomes stuck mid-turn. I try to shake the mouse, but that too has become frozen. Fuck's sake, I mutter, tapping the escape key. Nothing. It's as I'm going for Control-Alt-Delete that I hear a noise from downstairs. Sounded like a cupboard being shut. Instantly, I find myself suppressing a wave of panic. It's fascinating, really, how quickly one's level of alertness can change. All of my senses are primed, and I become hyper-aware of the sound of my breathing and of the beating of my heart. Maybe it was imagination. Maybe the sound was something else. Did it come from outside? But as I listen, it comes again. Another cupboard, and then what sounds like the fridge. It's okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Serial killers don't go looking through cupboards and fridges, do they? I creep to my door and slowly, gently, steadily ease it open, slipping out into the corridor and tiptoeing to the banisters of the stairs, listening out for some more clues. I hold my breath, and then as I hear water start flowing into the sink, I allow myself to relax a little. Killers don't wash their hands before a murder. What would be the point? I'm summoning the courage to call down when I hear a voice call up first. All my tensions are relaxed at once, as the voice is my sister's. Hi, Eddie. I've got some food for you down here. I call back. Oh, great. Did you stop at the cookie place on your way back? Please tell me you got the caramel ones. There's a pause. Come down and see, she replies as I hear stuff being moved around on the counter. All right, give me a sec, I shout down, heading back into my room to force restart my computer. I take another look at the clock. They haven't been out very long. I wonder why they came back. Maybe the rain. I press and hold down the power button and then return through my door to the top of the stairs. How come you guys came back so early? There's no response. The door to my parents' room is open. I glance through it to see the rain wash gently down the window at my room's far side. For some reason, unknown to me at this stage, unease creeps quietly into the back of my head. Louise, I call down, still hesitating by the banister. Where's Mom and Dad? There's another silence. I walk the length of the hallway, passing by a little window to the street outside. My parents' car has not returned. I continue on until I'm stood at the top of the stairs looking down them and into the hall below. The lights are still switched off, and an unsettling aura seeps up from the steps from the shadows beneath. Come on down, Eddie, comes my sister's voice from somewhere unseen. The kitchen, I think. Come see what I have for you.
Nope.
I can't hear the sound of cupboards now. There's no rustling, no movement of any objects or bags or jingling of keys. My sister finishes speaking, and then there's silence. Just silence. And then the gentle patter of the rain. My hands are sweating. What the hell is this? Eddie, come on, man. Just pull yourself together. But something compels me to remain where I stand. Some unseen force keeps me from taking a step down onto the stairs and descending to the bottom floor. Louise, I try to call back, but my voice fails me. It doesn't project the way I intended. I clear my throat, but my mouth is dry. The sensation is an uncomfortable one. Eddie, come downstairs. When did you get back? Where's the car? Silence. Louise? And then a moment later, from around the corner, my sister walks slowly and deliberately into view. She stops at the bottom of the stairs, still shrouded in shadow, and she looks up at me. We hold each other's gaze for a moment, her at the base of the steps and me at the top. She doesn't speak, and her expression shifts to a wide grin. Her teeth appear very white in the darkness. She makes a quick motion with one of her hands. Follow is the implication, and she turns and walks slowly back to the kitchen and out of sight. It's not until I can't see her that her voice comes again. Come on, Eddie. Come see what I have to show you. The hairs on the back of my neck all raise in cold alarm. I do not follow. With my jaw clenched and blood frozen in my veins, I make a hasty retreat to my room, where I close the door shut, perhaps just a little too quickly. The thud of the door going into its frame reverberates around the walls. Less than a second later, in that exact same instant, I hear the unmistakable sound of something barreling up the stairs, knocking carelessly into the banisters with rapid ascending creaks and clamoring. I cry out loud in terror, and with a surge of adrenaline, I grab hold of my chest of drawers. I haul it across the floor into place, blocking the door. My potted plant falls and lands with a dull thump at my feet. My heart hammers in my chest as I stare at the door, tensed and waiting for the handle to start rattling, waiting for something to throw itself against the door from the opposite side. My sister, maybe? But none of those things happen. The minutes tick by excruciatingly slowly. The sound of the sudden race up the stairs ended as quickly as it began, and with the utmost caution, I tentatively pressed my ear against the wood, listening, straining to hear for any sign or clue as to what the fuck is going on. Open the door, Eddie. My sister's voice whispers from the other side. I leap back from the door in horror, fumbling around on my desk for my phone, too afraid to look away. I grab it and tap in the passcode, my shaking fingers failing the password for the first time. Then the second. The thing on the other side of the door does not knock. It does not try to force its way in. It only repeats itself. Eddie, stop screwing around. Open the door and let me in. I have something to show you. I try to call my mom first. I bring the phone up to my ear. The line is engaged. Fuck. Come on, Eddie, open the door. I want to show you something. Louise, I reply at last, my voice trembling. You're freaking me the fuck out. If this is a prank, just stop, okay? Just stop. Open the door, Eddie. Open up and let me in. You need to see this. Please come with me. Please, if it's a prank, I forgive you. Just stop messing with me. Silence. And then, just come downstairs. You need to come downstairs with me. I'm calling the police. An overreaction, maybe, but better safe than sorry. The tone sounds through the phone. There's a click and then 911. What's your emergency? I take a deep breath. Hello? Oh, I'm so sorry. Hello, 911? There's an intruder in my house, I whisper at last, as quietly as I can, though evidently my sister hears. Her voice has risen in pitch. I don't think she likes this development. Eddie, you need to open the door. Let me in. You need to open the door. You need to open the door. Let me in. This is really important. This is important.
Mm-mm.
Don't do
Something about the way she says those final words set my teeth on edge. It wasn't slurred, just, I don't know how to describe it, as if the muscles for her speech, I guess, were getting tired. But despite my fear, I do my best to ignore her, and I provide my details to the person on the line. The rain starts hammering down against the glass, and the wind picks up too. Okay, sir, they say, after I've told them my location. A car will be with you shortly. Please stay on the line. I do so, keeping as far away from my bedroom door as I can, terrified that at any moment the person with my sister's voice is going to barge through. Eddie, she shouts, making me jump. Eddie, you need to let me in. You need to come with me. I swear that I hear a car drive past outside, and I turn to look through the rain-washed windows, and as I do so, my heart nearly stops in my chest. Down there at the side of the road, standing in the rain and looking up at my window, right at me, is my family. My mom, my dad, and Louise, just standing in a line, hands by their sides, staring up at me and into the window. And they're all smiling, all grinning that same chilling grin, looking up at me, unblinking.
Nope.
Fuck no.
No.
The police arrive about 10 minutes after that, and they had a hell of a time calming me down. I never heard my sister leave from behind the doorway, though the officers didn't find anyone, even after a thorough search of the house. My family outside vanished after I briefly turned away. 1 minute they were there, and the next they were gone. They were gone. My mother, my real mother, God hope, nearly had a panic attack of her own when she came home to find cop cars parked up outside. Louise had no idea what the hell I was talking about. None of them did, and she insists that she wasn't playing any kind of prank. She can be annoying, but still, I really can't see her doing anything like this. I can't see any of them doing anything like this. I had to wait to see their mouths move in time to their speech before I could even begin to let my guard down. It's been about a month since this incident. I have a lock on my door now, and I haven't seen or heard anything quite so terrifying, but I still get angsty at night. And hell, who wouldn't? And I tell you what else, too. When my family are heading out and they ask if I want to go, I say yes.
I don't think I like this segment. I don't know if I can do this every week.
Oh.
Do you guys like it?
So
yeah, but whoa.
So can I
I
tell
don't know
you?
if I can handle the tension like that every week,
Can I tell
Sheila.
you something? So that story she told, that is one of my favorite scary Reddit stories. So
Is it?
I was very pleased that she told that. So I don't know what scares y'all, but like I think just watching scary, like these scary Reddit joints. Shouts out to Kat. From watching these scary Reddit joints, I learned what scares me is like doppelganger stories or imposter stories.
Yeah.
Those stories freak me the fuck out. Just the idea of like being around somebody and then learning like that's not really them. And then it's just it's like fuck, bro. Like what did I do around this person that they picked up on?
Right.
That shit scares the shit out of me.
Did I do the story justice?
You smoked it.
Oh, absolutely.
So glad you guys liked it.
You body that.
Okay, that was scary. Dude. That was actually. I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I kind of just. So I hadn't read that story yet. I was reacting to it the first time the same way you guys were reacting to it the first time, and I think I wanted to read it before so I could get the voices right and the influxes right and everything, but I kind of wanted to be just as surprised as you guys were. And at one point, when she was like whispering through the door, I kind of got like full body chills.
Yeah, dude. The fucking like when the sisters like getting angrier. It's like you're already creepy. Like you're already fucking me up, and then you're like, no, this is important. Like comment, like, oh no.
Nah, what would get me is that part where they're like, it didn't sound like her speech was slurred, but that like the muscles in her speech were starting to. Yeah, bro. Imposter stories are like what scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, that shit.
I'm gonna send you something, Sheila, and I'm gonna have you read about it. And it's something that a friend of mine says that he personally experienced, like within the last couple of years. And he's older than I am, so he's like full-grown adult man. He still brings this up, and it scares the shit out of him that this happened, like at his front door. So I'm gonna send it to you. You can look into it, and maybe you can use it as one of your stories because it's it's not like the only reported incident of it. So I'm gonna
Okay,
send you
I
right back
love
into it and
that.
see if it's something you might
Goodness.
want to talk about one day.
I very much do. Okay, perfect.
That's fucking crazy. That yeah, no, I like this segment. I think we
Yeah.
should keep it going. Because I like the idea of just hearing a good story and
Same.
reacting to it. No, I definitely want to keep it going.